Did you know there's a fort in India where even the shadow of death cannot enter? And if anyone does, they do not leave alive. Well, that may sound like an exaggeration, but it is not. Welcome to Bhangarh Fort. Bhangarh Fort lies 8 kilometers from the town of Bharatpur in Rajasthan, India. It stands tall with its palaces, temples, mosques, gardens, shops, and other structures frozen in time. This fort was built by the Kachwaha Rajput ruler Man Singh, the first in the year 1315 AD. Before the king could move in, he died, and his son, the new ruler, converted the fort into a city called Bhangarh. The city prospered for many years, until one day when everything changed. As with any legendary place, there are a variety of stories surrounding Bhangarh Fort. However, the main story has to do with a man named Roth Atta. Some accounts spell his name Ratan Tata or Ratna Tata. He was the commander of the Bhangarh Fort and also a friend of the royal family. In the late 17th century, there were no bathrooms in homes, and people would take baths in nearby lakes and rivers. One day, Raja Kirat Singh, the ruler of the state at the time, went to bathe in a lake close to the fort. There, he saw Roth Atta's daughter, and he was mesmerized by her beauty. When the Raja returned home, he couldn't stop thinking about the lovely woman he had seen. Day by day, his obsession grew, and soon he decided to make her his second wife. However, he wasn't going to ask her father directly, because he knew he wouldn't accept. So the Raja did something terrible. While Roth Atta was out, the Raja entered his house and kidnapped his daughter. Then he took her to his palace and made her his wife. When Roth Atta found out what had happened, he was furious. How could he let this injustice stand? He gathered his army and marched toward the palace, determined to get justice for his daughter. When the Raja learned of Roth Atta's approach, he ordered his men to capture the commander. They fought bravely, but they were no match for Roth Atta. They fell to his sword one by one, and soon the Raja was left all alone. He tried to escape through a window, but Roth Atta cut off his arm and blocked his way. As the Raja fell to his knees and begged for mercy, Roth Atta approached him with his sword raised high. But before he could end the Raja's life, an old priest stopped him. "Hold on," he said. "This is not the way." Roth Atta paused, confused. "What do you mean?" he asked. The priest explained that killing the Raja would bring bad luck upon them. Instead, he suggested, "Why don't you take the treasure the Raja has stolen from your house and divide it among yourselves? Then you can leave and live happily ever after." Roth Atta agreed, and he took the treasure. But as he was leaving, he heard some screams coming from the top of the palace. Someone was jumping from the highest tower to their death. As he watched, more and more people jumped, and soon the courtyard below was filled with corpses. What had happened here? Had the Raja gone mad? Determined to find out the truth, Roth Atta climbed to the top of the tower. There he met a young woman who told him the tragic tale of what had transpired. You see, when the Raja's men kidnapped her, she was in love with someone else, a handsome guard named Akbar. The two lovers planned to run away together, but unfortunately, the Raja found out and punished them severely. Who ordered his men to kill Akbar and throw his body into the courtyard. Then he locked the woman up in a tower, intending to force her to become his wife. But the woman loved only Akbar. She would never agree to marry the Raja, so instead, she jumped from the tower to join her beloved in death. Touched by her sad tale, Roth Atta vowed to end the lives of the wicked Raja and his daughter. He returned to the courtyard and confronted the couple, but they paid him no heed. All they did was jump into his arms, and then they disappeared along with their treasure. Yes, it was an illusion. They had tricked him. Roth Atta searched everywhere for the Raja and his daughter, but they were nowhere to be found. He asked the woman who had jumped from the tower, but she only smiled mysteriously and said nothing. In the end, Roth Atta realized that he had been fooled, and he spent the rest of his days wandering the earth, searching for the lost treasure and the two lovers who had taken it. Some say that Roth Atta's soul still wanders the earth searching for his treasure. Locals believe that those who enter the fort are cursed to die. Whether these legends are true or false, we will never know. But that doesn't stop people from trying to find out. In the 1960s, archaeologists began excavating Bhangarh Fort. After 3 years, they had discovered over 400 artifacts. They uncovered buildings, streets, a marketplace, bathrooms, wells, water tanks, and even a sewage system. Faladay. However, they did not find any human remains. Everyone wondered how could so many people have lived here, yet nobody died. Was the legend true, or were the bones simply too old to find? They found coins and documents that gave them insight into daily life at the fort. From this, they learned that there had been blacksmiths, tailors, barbers, and prostitutes living within the walls. They also learned that there had been 8 gates to the city, each guarded by soldiers. If any outsider entered, they were immediately put to death. Archaeologists found several weapons buried near the fort, including swords, spears, shields, and arrowheads. These weapons suggest that the fort had been attacked many times throughout history. Perhaps the most interesting discovery was the royal palace. Here they found intricate carvings and paintings depicting scenes from Hindu epics, such as the Ramayana and Mahabharata. But why did the excavations come to a sudden halt? According to Indian legend, the Archaeological Survey of India believes that the site should remain untouched by modern hands. As such, they placed a curse upon it. Anyone who enters is doomed to meet an untimely demise. Because of this, the ASI forbids anyone from entering Bhangarh Fort between sunset and sunrise. And if you dare break this law, well, you do so at your own risk. The reality is that the Archaeological Survey of India actually forbids people from staying inside the fort at night for their own safety. After dark, thieves and robbers often enter and look for valuable artifacts to steal. Visitors have reported hearing strange sounds and seeing strange lights inside the fort at night. So if anyone gets caught inside after dark, they could easily be injured or killed. It's also possible that wild animals roam the area after dark and might attack anyone who is there. However, these rational explanations are never enough for some people. They want to prove that there is something supernatural at work here. For example, some believe that there are ghosts roaming the ruins. Others claim that the fort is haunted by Rothatha, who is still looking for his treasure. Still others say that the entire fort is cursed. Whether or not any of this is true, we may never know. But one thing is certain, Bhangarh Fort is definitely cursed, because since 1904, not a single person has dared set foot inside during the night. The curse of Bhangarh Fort is so powerful that it has kept people away for over 100 years. There are numerous reports of unexplained events happening to those who have dared venture inside the fort. People have claimed to see ghosts and hear strange noises. Some have even experienced paranormal activity while filming videos for YouTube. There was even one case of a local man who trespassed on the fort at night and vanished without a trace. His friends claimed that he had argued with some paranormal investigators earlier in the day, and that might have angered the spirits. So, if you ever visit Bhangarh Fort, be sure to leave before sunset. Otherwise, you just might become part of the legend yourself. Now it's time to make your voice heard. Comment below. Do you believe the legend of Bhangarh Fort? And if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. Thanks for watching.